mix in and blend because we have so many elements that make up Down's style. We can mix in and blend with anybody. And I mean, I kind of feel the same with Crowbar as far as heavy bands go. I mean, we've toured with death metal bands and it's been successful. We've toured with doom bands and it's been successful. Hardcore bands, Hatebreed and whatnot, and it's been successful. So we're able to kind of crisscross.
Well, that's what I was just gonna. Do you feel like that makes you more accessible in regards to being a crossover band?
Yeah, and to me that was always the problem. It's a beautiful thing, it's a good thing, but it was a problem in the past because we never fit into a genre. So like when we started out and death metal was huge, we didn't fit into that. We were always an outsider kind of band, kind of like the Melvins as an example, because what do you really call them other than great and heavy?
Exactly.
An original. So it's sometimes it hurts you, but it just seems like we've been around so long that there is like a basically genre called sludge or whatever they want to call it, and we're a big influence on a lot of bands, and which is very flattering and very cool. So now it's kind of come full circle and it's cool, but in the beginning it was tough to really fit in with anybody.
Well, you guys have come a long way, and I've got to say, the new record kicks ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been waiting 5 years for it, but it's been
6.
It's worth
totally
it.
6. Totally worth it.
Release date. I'm sure y'all got it early.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this new album, ton of references to your struggle with alcoholism and drug abuse. What's it feel like to be back on stage with newfound sobriety?
Oh, great. I mean, it's it didn't feel. You think you're having fun. Well, you're having fun. Don't get me wrong, but you think you're playing good. It just, for me, it wasn't even that, man. I balanced it, and I had that on-off switch, and it worked for years and years and years and years. And when I went through my divorce a couple of years ago, it went into a downward spiral because I have a daughter, and now things, thank God, are worked out really well. A great relationship with my daughter and my ex-wife, but I was on the road the entire time, and it really took a toll, on me personally, and it became an addiction, not just fun. And if it's not fun anymore and it's causing problems and it's, then it's time to stop, man. So, but I always make sure to say, man, I'm not the poster boy for sobriety. I'm not claiming to be. I don't go to AA. For me, it's a lifestyle change. It's about eating right. It's about, learning to become a businessman, not just a riff writer or whatever, because of how important the business side of things are. And just, just being tied down to one woman and not screwing around, just the whole the whole thing, man. It's just about, look, it's time for a lifestyle change, and that, of course, was a part of it as well. So I always say I'm never going to drink again, but I do my job sober, and my business sober, and I feel a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I know that we have a lot of people out that we talk about partying all the time and stuff on the show. It's Saturday night, it's just
absolutely,
that time
man. I mean, enjoy it while you can. I don't preach,
But on the other side of that, there are people that are listening to this and that listen to our show who have had the same thing.
Sure.
So it's a good thing. It's a positive move.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing negative about it whatsoever. I mean, in this business, when you see, the guys your age all starting to drop, pass away. And I mean, Peter Steele had a big effect on me because I knew him, not really, really well, but I knew Peter, and he was a big influence on me early on. And it really hit me like wow, and he had been sober.
He was not that old.
No, he's only 2 years older than I'm about to be, 48. And it's like, so that it gets to the point. I mean, Phil Lynot's probably my biggest idol ever.
Yeah.
And he died at 36, and it's just like, it just gets to be too much, because in this business, it's around you every day, I mean, I always say if I drove a forklift at Home Depot, working 9 to 5 and, went out with the guys on Saturday night or drank beer watching football on Sunday, I went to a show and, tied one on or whatever and then got back, but when you're around it every day and it's not only accepted, it's almost expected, and the fans want to do shots with you and whatever, and it just takes its toll, man. So, for me, it was just time to get a lifestyle change.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're glad to see you said you were losing weight because you hadn't been drinking. That's my deal.
I'm starting to cut back. I went absolutely well, I won't say, I almost said a cuss word, but I went crazy.
Go for it.
On O'Doul's. I mean, like, you know, like in the studio, that pulled me through, but it worked. You know, I mean,
interesting.
Yeah,
my dad drinks that.
Yeah, because you got a cold beer in your hand, and it gives you like a pseudo buzz.
Right.
Like we call it fake bombed. But, you know, you're still thinking with a clear head, you know, but the